If you're watching this vlog right now and you have a husband and or children, or you have a wife and or children, my main question for you, did you have it all together before that, or did you figure it out as you went? Here's the thing, I turned 28 yesterday, and every year for the past 3 years on my birthday, I just sit there like, oh my God, like imagine me having a baby. Like imagine, like, look at me right now. What? Imagine me with child. But the unfortunate thing is it doesn't stop me from wishing I had a child and a husband. Every time I have the thought, oh, I want a baby, oh, I want a baby, oh, I want a baby, oh, I want a man, I want a man, I want a man, I want a husband. I look at myself and I remind myself that I don't even know how to freaking cook, and then I'm brought back to earth so quickly. I don't know if you guys remember a few vlogs ago where I was in the middle of a depressive episode and I filmed the thing, or I was coming out of it. That was really vulnerable, right? And I'm not saying a lot because honestly, I'm pretty crazy on this channel. Me having that depressive episode and then telling people about that depressive episode in my life and just like being real about what I was going through and what I'm dealing with, ever since that moment, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I love you. Like, you're so cool. You have been down in the dumps and you've been up in the clouds, and regardless, you're still a walking, amazing, beautiful human being. And I don't know what is leading me to say this right now. I just realized the older that I've gotten, the more that I'm honest with myself and the people in my life about who I actually am, the more I feel permission to always be myself and not really care what people think. So yeah, I just wanted to open up and share that I'm on a journey. And I don't know, maybe this video we could talk a little bit about dating, because that's something that's a huge part of my life. I never share it on YouTube because I don't want to come off as like crass or like crazy. But this, who knows, the next time I'll be single. Who knows, a man could snatch me up the next time I exit my apartment. Anyway, I need to make pasta, but this vlog, I feel like this vlog is gonna be really fun. And like having a sleepover with your friends where you're up at 4 a.m. and then you get really loopy. That's how I feel recently, loopy.
You were the best, you were the worst. The singing the sounds I love you first. It is what it is. I happen to get the angel
I've never really re-brought this up, but in case you guys missed it, I used to be engaged to be married like 3 years ago, and best decision of my life to break it off. Not because there was anything wrong with the guy, but because there was everything wrong with me. I'm saying this because, I don't know, like, it's very common with women that we talk about men and all the things that they've done wrong and blah, 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 blah. I'm the first woman to say and admit I have screwed over a lot of men that I've been with romantically. I'm laughing not because it's funny, but because it's just, I don't know why I'm sharing this right now. And if any of my exes are watching this, they would be like, yeah. And I'm not trying to normalize being a cruel, girly, but like when you grow up with trauma and you grow up being treated poorly by men in your life, things happen. One thing after the next, one thing after the next, whatever. All this to say, I'm admitting this right now because I need to get it off my chest. I can be a really terrible girlfriend, and I have been a terrible girlfriend to people in the past. And my point is, that's why I'm single right now, because I'm trying to figure out why I do that, and I'm trying to be better. Because, like I said, I would really like to get married one day and have kids, but I am fully aware of the fact that the only reason I'm not married with kids is me. Like, I'm the problem, it's me, and I'm aware. Men try to commit to me and I'm like, no, I need to go find more of myself. And a part of me thinks that that's beautiful and lovely, and then another part of me is afraid that I will find myself for eternity and just always be avoiding committing long-term to relationships. And then also I do really have a hard time with the whole concept of like dating or marrying one person and staying with them for a long time. And I don't know if it's because I just haven't met the right person yet, or if because there's something severely wrong with me. Anyway, I can't make my pasta anymore because it's expired 20 days old. But I do have Erewhon leftovers. To summarize, this is what this video is going to be about. It's going to be fun. I think I'm going to be real. I'm going to get real with myself and with you guys. We're going to talk about enjoying your alone time, because I think that if I spent more of my 20s enjoying my alone time, there's a lot of people I wouldn't have hurt. So let's be honest about that. Lastly, we're going to parent ourselves. Because like I really can't be the type sitting around all day like, oh my god, I want a baby, and then literally I'm the baby and I haven't even figured out how to stop being the baby. So, growing up, fessing up, and glowing up. Action. I'm in a good mood because I'm leaving Orange County. I saw about 5 Trump signs on the same street, so time to go home. Time to go home. Look, my friends got me fruit and flowers. That's so nice, and this matcha was free and very delicious.
Made by a hot barista.
Shout out, hot barista.
Come to cafe.
Don't. Don't name where we are, please. Thank you. Thank you. There are scary people out there.
Say to the camera.
I have to say
To the camera.
that life is beautiful. Life is. How do I say?
Show the camera my foot.
Goodness. Sometimes life is like a hole in your sock.
Can you zoom?
You're cozy. You're almost all the way cozy.
That
But
tickles.
there's more that you could do. There's more you could do to make yourself more cozy. Like you could patch this up. Sometimes your heart looks like this, fully covered and then raw. Did you get the metaphor though? It's not that the fabric's missing. All you have to do is just pull it back together.
It's elastic.
You want to be on top? Go. Hey guys. How's it going? I'll give you a second to think about that, your answer. Because it's not going well with me. Life is always good. I just got back from a little Saturday coffee situation with Ariel. And I just, you know those friends where whenever you're around them, you're like, dude, please don't separate yourself from me again for like a month, because she had a really busy month and I haven't seen her. Like, this, I needed you, okay? Because without her, I'm great on my own. But like, there's friends in my life that I'm like, oh yeah, you're in my life because like, for a reason, like you keep me balanced. And Ariel's one of those friends. I always always do this. I do this when the season is about to change. I get very overwhelmed at the fact that like life is changing around me, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, my last vlog was so calm, and there was growth there. But now this week I'm like, oh, what's going on, what's going on? The reason I'm chaotic is because, as you guys know, I'm newly single, and, you know, I'm 28, I'm mature, I'm grown, and if I'm being honest, I've never done like the dating thing from like a healthy mental space. And lately I've been like, oh my gosh, I'm in a healthy mental space, because if you missed it, I started anxiety medication this summer, and it has changed my life. Fully has changed my life. I feel like I operate as a normal human being, and it's like so exciting to experience. But I've also noticed my like old habits are still there. The old habits, as if I still struggle really badly with anxiety and spending time alone, they're still there. So then I'm like acting as if I'm acting as this small, unhealed person, when really I am a healed person, and I just have to kind of like get to know myself in this new healed space, if that makes sense. So, all this to say, I went on 4 dates in the past 7 days, and sure, to the untrained eye, that's messy. Is it? I don't know, because I don't know why I went on the dates. I just was like, oh, this is cool. I'm like able to approach dates and dating apps from like a good mental space, and that's been cool to see. But then yesterday came, and I realized I'm so emotionally exhausted. I've just been spending time with men, not even knowing why I'm spending time with them. I'm just like, well, I'm 28 and I should be doing that, right? I should be like out there. But should I? And I don't think I should. So yeah, we had a week of going ham. And now I'm like, yeah, now's not the time for hoeing. Now is the time for going inside. That's just subconsciously what's going on. I'm realizing I'm gonna delete dating apps. I'm gonna delete my Instagram and my TikTok for the weekend. It's Saturday. And I'm gonna have a good weekend with my friends and with people that I should be around, and with people that uplift me and energize me. Not with random men that I meet because they have cool jobs and they're creative, and like I'm getting nothing from them. I'm getting nothing from hanging out with them. So yeah, I'm realizing, chef hat? I'm realizing I don't need that energy in my life, so now I really have to put it into practice. So I'm thinking this is kind of like a, I don't want to say glow up, but I do feel like I'm relearning myself, especially as it pertains to men. So what we're gonna do, this vlog, is actually get unboy crazy, and we're gonna recenter ourselves. I'm just jazzed because I'm like, ooh, being 28 is fun. I'm like a woman, but just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I need to be like going on dates with men. I can still be like a woman who's a girl internally. You know, we're gonna get free from the shackles of male, caring what men think, caring about the male gaze. This is like female party. That's what this vlog is gonna be, a female party. Yeah, I need to sit down. But like, this is the energy I'm on, is I'm just like, ooh, self-love. I feel so much love and energy within myself. I really don't need anybody else. Dems, now is not the time for hoeing. Now is the time for growing. Yes, high five, let's go.
It's second nature. What is that?
Should I wear this hat backwards? Is it like no longer in style to wear a hat backwards? Let me know. I'm not gonna wear it backwards, but my hair is so, okay, actually, let me not even say this. My hair is really not that messy. Like, I know to people who, you know, wear makeup and look in tip-top shape at all times, that maybe you wouldn't wear your hair this messy, but I'm kind of loving it. Like, I might leave my hair like this for a shoot I have next week, just because I feel like it's very me. I literally told my friends, I was like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be so many black people at this event, I should probably take my hair out. And then I'm like, no, I shouldn't. And I was feeling insecure because this girl on TikTok was making fun of my hair, saying that I look like I don't attract black men because of my hair. And I don't even know why I listened, because I know that that's not true. And I don't know, I don't even know why I took the girl seriously. All this to say, it's just been making me think a lot about my hair. I'm doing this, this is a lip pencil, I'm just kind of putting it all over. It's a MAC lip pencil. I never really know what I'm doing with makeup, I just put it on. But okay, yeah, so what's happening today is like a little food festival thing held by Complex Magazine and something called Family Food Fest. I don't know, I'm excited for it. And I'm going with my friends as a VIP. I got all these new lippies from Prada, which is really cool. This one's just like a normal little lip balm, which I will keep in my bag at all times. Can you even tell that I put this lip liner on? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna wear this hat. I'll show you my full outfit. This is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this little green Suzanne top that has a hole in it. Don't ask me questions about it. And then this really simple black skirt, I think from the brand Faithful, the brand. And then this hat is from Palo Santo Studios. You'll see it says Stick Together. And it's a mommy deer and a baby deer.
Sometimes I wonder if you were the one when you opened the door, could be.
Big crush vibes.
And when we had our first kiss, it happened on a Thursday. And oh, it set my soul on fire. Oh, baby, 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 I can't wait for the first time. My imagination's running wild.
Alan! I'm sorry, you guys. He's a millennial. Whenever he gets the camera on him, he doesn't know what to do besides that really naughty thing that you just saw. I'm sorry, okay? Yeah.
Okay, 29. 29, I'm so fine. I want a bus to rhyme. I'm having a good time.
Hi! It's Sunday, like 5 p.m.-ish, and I have a date tonight. But it's a date I feel nice about. It's not a date I feel like emotionally exhausted about, and it's with a guy that... Oh, hi, Demi. Demi, I just looked down, she's just staring up, like listening. Yeah, I have a date tonight. I knew somebody that we had gone on a date last week and it was really nice, and it was just, I don't even know if it could have been considered a date because it was a coffee, which, by the way, as someone who's trialed and errored this whole dating situation, I think that coffee dates are underrated and they need to be studied, because I feel that out of the 4 men that I went on dates with last week, this is the only one that I care to see again, just because seeing someone in broad daylight and, you know, kind of meeting them in the middle of their day and getting to have like actual conversations that aren't involving wine or other people or looking cool or just like being in public and it being this like romantic vibe automatically with this person that you don't even know. I think that coffee dates are amazing because it helps you to really see for yourself, is this someone I actually could spend time with, or is this someone I can just have fun with? And then, to be completely honest, I'm not really sure why I'm going on dates. Last week, because I was turning 28, I think I had a little bit of a crisis, just like, wait, like, I'm single, and I want to be married and with children. I just am realizing I'm extremely picky about that and picky about who I would be with, and I'm like low-key trying to find a soulmate out here. Not sure if soulmates even exist, but most of the men I've been out with in LA, if I'm being honest, I just don't want to be with them. When I was in Europe, I was on dates and that was really nice. Like, it felt, I don't know what felt great about it. I think sometimes when I think about who I'm gonna marry one day, I like do hope they live in a different country, and I do hope that it leads to my life just feeling bigger than it does now, bigger than living in LA and being American. Like, I don't really want to marry an American man. Yeah, and I've kind of always felt that way, but recently I've been like, you know, I think I need to expand my reach. But I do think that connecting with a man on a friend level and being open to seeing where it's going is good for me also, because sometimes I can be a little bit like, oh, I only want to do this, I only want to do that, and I only want to date a guy like this, and I only want to date a guy like that. I don't even want to give my time to anybody doing anything less, and so I'm being open. And then also I'm just like being free, because in the past, before I was on anxiety and antidepressant medication, I would use dating as a coping mechanism to not deal with myself. And I'm being honest and open about this right now because I dealt with it for so many years, and now finally feel like I'm on the other side where it's like, wait, like what? I was doing what? Like if when I was in New York in my early 20s and just like lonely and new in town, like my way of dealing with that would be going through phases where I was just like on the dating apps and just like addicted to them. And I don't know, addicted is a strong word, but it just wound me going on a lot of dates that turned into nothing, that turned into just like pointless dinners, pointless experiences, soul ties with people that I don't need to be soul tied to. And so I'm really careful about that now. A lot of my 20s were difficult because I connected deeply to men that I don't feel I needed to be connected to. All this to say, I look back on my decisions and I'm like, not necessarily judging them as good or bad, but I'm like, okay, how can we move forward? Something I'm realizing is that I am kind of still using dating to cope. I've been a little bit stressed this month about money because when I was in Europe, I spent way more than I needed to. Euros are just, everything was so much cheaper, and I was just like swipe, 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 swipe. This month I've just been pretty stressed about money, and it's like, if I'm stressed about money, what I should be doing is sitting here thinking of more ways to make more money, not necessarily going on dates. Another thing is like, if my house is a mess, why am I going on dates? Clearly I'm avoiding something within myself that needs to be paid attention to, and maybe I could focus on doing that instead of going on dates. So yeah, I'm kind of just like taking a new approach to it and kind of trying to create healthier habits around the situation, just so that I don't end up in old patterns. Being older now, I have more self-respect, I have more understanding of how much of a gift it is for a man to get to go on a date with me, and how much of a gift it is for me towards them to give them time and like to pay attention to them and to invest emotionally with someone. And I'm just being a lot more careful is my point, and a lot more intentional, just because in the past I would kind of just do whatever, and then led me to a lot of uncomfortable experiences. Excuse me, Missy. I'm rolling out my fascia, and I would like some space. No. No space. I'm in such an outfit repeating mood lately. Like, first of all, I'm dreading taking my braids out. I just don't feel like doing it. And, but I know I have to do it this week. But in the meantime, this bandana is a great look. Re-wearing this shirt from the other day. My new closet layout is making my life so much easier. Like the fact that I have a closet for things I actually wear makes my life so much easier, and I'm being neater, and it's just so nice and cute. It kind of feels like I'm like a little Barbie, and I open up my little outfit options, and it's like there's only so many, so we might have to look like the same as the other day, but that's okay, because who cares? I'm so ready to go to the coffee shop right now. This is my new Sudoku book. I'm slowly turning into a grandma. I picked this up on the way back from yoga, and I'm so excited. This is like the ultimate solo game. Of course, I'm having the calmest morning ever, and I look up, and there's a big spider in my car. And then I try to get it and send it out of the window, and of course it just falls somewhere. And I'm driving, so can't really stop and look for it, but if you see it on camera, let me know. Oh my god, it was so big. So ugly and looked poisonous or something. Okay, if you are new to watching my vlogs, something that should be noted is that for the past 4 years, my YouTube channel was birthed out of a place of help. I don't know how to spend time with myself and enjoy myself, and I really have this goal to be a person who loves being alone, and I don't know how to get there. I'm so happy to say, at the age of 28, I have finally gotten there. And not even in a way of like, oh, I'm at a coffee shop and I look so cool and cute sitting here for attention. Like, no, I literally can sit at a coffee shop for hours by myself, zoning into my journal, zoning into my book. I no longer experience any social anxiety or just nervousness about looking weird or feeling uncomfortable, which was something that used to overtake my life. And I'm so proud of myself. Like, nothing has been a better gift to myself at 28 than finally realizing I've made it. I've accomplished the goal that for the past 8 years I've been trying to fix about myself. Shout out to my medication, shout out to my psychiatrist, and shout out also to this YouTube channel. I feel like it has helped me so much to get out of my comfort zone and to really not care what people think. I think being on social media and realizing people are just always going to think something about you, whether you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. It's just made me so much more free in myself and happy in myself, and has allowed me to realize, like, why would I ever change a thing about myself? All that matters is, do I love myself? Do I love my time with myself? And I also want to bring up the fact that I wouldn't have made so many mistakes romantically in my 20s if I had been okay about spending time alone. Which is why I have this entire channel with me spending time alone, because I want to show you guys and inspire women especially that, like, we don't need anybody else. We truly don't. That is like such a societal lie and pressure that's put on us. I feel like for the ages of 20 to 25, I was just like, oh, I don't need to find more of myself because I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna find a man, and it's gonna be great. Like, I don't need to know more of me. And what a big lie. Every time that I've spent time alone and every time I've been separate from a man and single, all it does is make me more and more excited for a future with myself, by myself, and that's what matters most. I'm seriously having the best day ever. I just sat for 2 hours at my computer so easily, which usually it takes me like 20 hours of procrastination to sit for 2 hours at my computer, and today it was just like Today's a great day. Let's keep on going with a great day. I just turned one of my journal entries this morning into a voice memo, and I'm gonna add visual to it and vibes and music to it, and I'm going to start sharing little diary entries of the things that I journal about or am really thinking about, and I'm really proud of that because I've honestly wanted to do that for a while. I just have not really felt the inspiration along with the energy to do so, also along with like the confidence to do so, because it's pretty vulnerable to just share what's going on in your mind and what you're thinking. But a lot of you guys have really encouraged me, like especially when you guys leave comments saying that you really relate to thoughts that I have or feelings that I share. It's like so affirming and I really appreciate it. So I just am taking that and running with it. I'm going to try it and see how it goes, but I would love to have my traditional vlogs along with thoughts and feelings, and I don't know, that's what Mid-20s Diaries is about, it's thoughts and feelings. Which brings me to the topic of men and dating in general and relationships and how they can be so distracting. I spent a lot of my early 20s extremely distracted. Whether it would be because of toxic relationships with men, not blaming them, I also was a problem, my mental health, or like just trauma I had as a younger person that followed me into my 20s. I finally feel like I'm at a stage where I'm past that, and I think I've said earlier in this vlog, I do still have some of the habits that led me to those behaviors, but now I have the like foundation and the stillness and the peace to like not act out on those behaviors the way that I used to. Like I moved to New York City when I was 20, and I for the first year was so confused, so out of the loop, didn't date, whatever. And I remember one time this guy asked me out, and I wasn't interested in him. He like went to my church at the time, and he also was just weird. He was weird, and he was like, there was just weird energy emanating from this man, and lo and behold, like years later, he ended up homeless because I guess he was going through some things. At the time, I remember being like, this man is low-key like demonic. Like he would say things to me that were so specifically insulting to my character and things that like I had only really shared with God. So I was like, this man is like, he knows what's going on in here. He knows how to push my buttons, and it kind of led me on this really strange path. I started to go on dates with men as like an affirming thing, or feeling less insecure, or feeling less lonely, being new in town, and I don't know, also just like trying to figure out who I was and who I am as a woman through men, which I don't recommend that. If you feel like you're doing that in your life, I don't recommend it, and let's stop doing that. And yeah, I spent the first half of my 20s just up and down and up and down. I would be doing so well, and a man would come in and he would be toxic and mean and controlling, and it would pull me away from what I was focused on. And as soon as I cut the man off, it'd be crazy. I'd be like back on my little path of like la la la, doing so well, I'm such a beautiful woman and I'm pursuing what I want to do and my dreams and my goals and la la la. And then I'd be headed towards something major and big, and it would be like, here's another man. Ooh, maybe this one will be nice. Maybe this one will be amazing. Maybe I'll be in like an actual relationship with this guy. He's warm and he's loving and he's so different from any other man I've experienced. I'm really opening up lately, aren't I? All this to say, a lot of my early 20s were very, very like disarrayed and tragic and chaotic. One, because of my mental health, I think leading me to a lot of bad places. Specifically with having anxiety and social anxiety, I spent so much time being afraid of myself and being afraid of being alone, which led me to a lot of bad relationships. That is why I talk about medication so openly, because I think if I, at 21, had realized that I am anxious to a point that people should not be anxious, I'm socially anxious, I'm scared to go out alone in public, I'm scared to just be myself, and like my heart rate gets up and I'm sweating and I'm nervous and I'm just not really myself around people. And also putting myself around people that I didn't necessarily love just because I was so afraid of being alone and would have panic attacks and just all sorts of weird ass nervous system things. If someone had told me about medication and if someone had shared their experience about medication, I think my life would have been a lot easier, which is why I share the way that I share so openly. Anyway, back to men. When I talk about men, I'm not really blaming them. I know that I too am the problem. If you're in a toxic relationship, it takes two people to tango. I'm very well aware of that. However, I will say that, how do I say this and not sound woo-woo and weird? Because you guys know I have a Christian past and really strong upbringing, but I don't really associate with the church so much anymore, and I don't really talk about it so much in my vlogs anymore. If anybody wants me to talk more about it, leave that in a comment below. We can talk about it now that I'm being open and active on YouTube. Like, what do I say? Growing up, I would literally be convinced that I was on this destined path and journey, and that every time things were going good, that the enemy, the devil, evil, bad vibes, karma would show up and taunt me with men who were always trying to push me off of the path. And I can name like 3 to 5 men that if I told you guys the stories of the things that I've experienced with these people, you would be like, holy crap, like what? Like, how are you okay? And yeah, only in the past 2 or 3 years have I looked at myself and I've been like, whoa, I finally feel like that's stopped and it's calmed down. I finally feel like I have control over my life. I don't feel like I'm being like attacked or like, I don't know, like spiritual curses are coming after me or anything. And I know this is woo-woo sounding, but now being older and being past that point, when I experience love or dating or men, I'm so particular and I'm so careful. And I know that I'm like newly single and that I haven't shared with you guys why the relationship ended. I definitely have like a lot of trauma from my past relationships and a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and people that I've hurt that I'm not proud of, and people that I've been hurt by that I'm not proud that I didn't leave, and just like endless stories. But it makes dating so much more difficult, and it makes the idea of getting married one day so scary, because I'm like, how do you know what's good and what's bad, and how do you know how to trust yourself and to move forward, and to like, how do I know I'm not going to be with another man and end up in a serious relationship and then almost get married to him like I did in the past, if you're new here, and like how do I know these things ahead of time? And I guess that's why solitude has been so important to me lately, and you know, separating myself from what I do and how I make money, and that's why I've been focused on going internally, because I just don't want to make any of the same mistakes. I'm 28, there's 2 years till 30. In my grand scheme and plan of life, I was supposed to be married and with kids forever ago. Granted, I'm grateful I'm not, because I think that so much has happened in my life that I'm like, holy crap, I have turned into such a woman, and I wouldn't have turned into a woman as quickly, I don't think, if I had been like with an oppressive man. But I don't know, I'm so confused. I go on dates and I'm looking at these men and I'm like, you're probably not it, but also this is like fun. And then I'm alone and I'm like, this is nice too, but I'm kind of bored, and I'm just trying to find this balance between health and love for myself, as well as openness to romance and things in the future. And it's really weird and strange and crazy, and then you add in like emotions and sexuality and like desires and where do I want to live and where do I want to be, and oh my god, it's so overwhelming. So overwhelming. But anyway, I'm making a burrito, or I'm warming up a burrito that I didn't make. Oh, to wrap this up, what I was saying is, now that I'm single, I feel so much more focused, and I feel so much more inspired, and so much happier with myself. And yeah, lately I've noticed how much more difficult I've made my life, that mental health has made my life, and finally, because I'm on medication and I just feel stable and strong and smart and confident, I'm just like, now is the time to just pour into myself like I never have before. Because I've always poured into myself and then I've gotten distracted. I poured into myself and I've gotten distracted. So this is me giving you guys permission. If you see me super active on YouTube and then I disappear, please slide into my DMs, comment on the video, be like, bitch, where are you? You said you were growing. And if you're growing, you're posting on YouTube. Unless I say otherwise. Also, if you're in America and you have a Sprouts near you, their dark chocolate peanut peanut covered dark chocolate little treats that you like scoop out and weigh. Oh my gosh, I'm addicted to them, and I've been addicted to them for months. They're like changing my life a lot. I'm so healthy, and I'm so young, and I'm so beautiful. I need to live my life like correctly, or I'm gonna be pissed by the time I turn 30. Like, genuinely, guys. Like, life is short. But not just short, it's also like, I'm only going to have this energy and this youthfulness and this actual like age for so long. It's time to get it going. I'm about to meditate right now because I'm feeling a little naughty, meaning that I'm feeling impulsive. Sometimes when I have a really good day, when the night starts to slow down, I'm like, let's keep the party going. Let's keep the party going. What am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? And this is when I typically would hit up a man, if I'm being honest. So what I'm going to do, because I can feel that this is not like a desire. This is like a chaotic one. I found this meditation on Pinterest that is specifically for addictive behavior, and I want to see if it will work. And this is one for maybe like the ADHD girlies or those who have BPD. If you kind of like have a hard time coming down from exciting experiences, or like, I don't know, have a hard time like transitioning out of something chaotic into something more peaceful, like trying to have a night alone, this might be for you. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't know, lucky you. You don't have a mental illness. Like, I feel like I'm on drugs right now. And it also, I did have a green tea earlier. That could be it. I am noticing a trend between having green tea and then later on just being like, let's go do something so fun and crazy. And it's just like, chill. So it's an addiction meditation for your pineal gland. And in the picture, the guy is sitting cross-legged and he's sitting like this. I guess you like push on your temples and then you like relax your tongue back, and then you make certain sounds. And apparently that stimulates your pineal gland, which apparently calms down something in your brain. So I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try this, Demi. We're gonna try this. Instead of engaging in toxic behavior, we're gonna try to just be still. Can you tell I'm chaotic? Yeah, me too. Okay, this is why I don't drink coffee. Sata. Okay, so the bad news is that it's been an hour and a half and I still feel as chaotic as I did an hour and a half ago. And I don't really know how to explain this besides I just don't feel very well. Like, I feel anxious and nervous and excited, and it's 8 p.m. at night and I'm alone. What I've decided to do, instead of breaking no contact with my ex, is dance around my apartment. I forgot I have this whole drawer of Moonjuice stuff, and that I can take magnesium to calm me down. Chaos in my mind, chaos in my body, chaos in my brain, chaos, 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 chaos. It's not fun to not feel in control of yourself. Mess. But anyway, this is Moonjuice, magnesium. I have a code. If you too get crazy at night, then you need to have some magnesium in your life. I've had many, many nights like last night, nights where I'm just so everything, where every emotion I've ever felt is in my body and every emotional concern is in my head, and I'm confused as to how I'm even feeling like this, what triggered it. And what I'm learning through having a mental illness is it's okay to have a mental illness. It's okay to have a disorder. It's okay for my brain to feel out of whack at times. And I have so much compassion and sympathy for myself, which I'm so happy to say, because being mentally ill is something that only you yourself will understand. It's not something that can be easily explained to others. And I think that if you have a mental illness and you truly have come to accept that about yourself while staying on a path of healing, it might be one of the most beautiful experiences to have for yourself. At least it has been for me. To know that I have gone through so much in my life that has truly affected me or caused me pain, but that I've figured out ways around it and have grown around myself and not allowed myself to stay in pits of depression, in social anxiety, isolation periods where I'm afraid to go outside, or just emotionally feeling so wounded or damaged after a breakup that went wrong. What a gift to know how to deal with yourself emotionally. I would say a lot of my mental illness comes from being a child and honestly not being taken care of the way that I should have. But I really look forward to being a parent one day so that I can show my child and or children and family members, this is how you deal. This is how you deal with yourself. If you get older and you find that you're depressed or you have mood swings or you have anxiety, this is how you deal. You write, you journal, you dance, you exercise, you make friends and deep connections, you share with people how you feel, you're open. I'm looking so forward to that time in my life where I just get to share, but for now I'm so grateful to get to share with you guys what I've been through and what I'm continuing to go through. I just love that I've created a space for myself where I can be open about all of this and share with you. So thank you so much for watching this one.